On this podcast, we talk about the books, both old and new, that are worth putting on your to-be-read list. I'll include the back cover synopsis, content warnings, as well as my pro and con list. To avoid any spoilers, head over to my Instagram at enjoylifewithme.angela. I'd love to hear your thoughts on these books. Let's jump in for the day. Today we're going to be talking about A Rogue About Town by Rebecca Connolly, which is the second book in the London League series. The back cover synopsis says, a disgruntled operative. Gabriel Statler, Lord Wharton, has a problem. His duties as an operative for the Crown are being compromised for the sake of his cover. Where he is known only as Rogue, his days are now filled with trivial investigations, and none of the problems are ones he wants to solve. Then, he meets a mysterious young woman who holds more secrets than he likes, and against his better judgment, he takes her case. A determined client. Amelia Berger needs the Rogue, and she needs everything he can offer without revealing everything she knows. Her secrets are her own, and she has far too many to risk revealing even one, but when working with Rogue turns into something entirely unexpected, she finds that the secret she began with are not the ones she needs most to protect. This is a Regency spy romance with enemies to more as the trope. The intimacy is moderate, there is makeouts, and the language is high. It was a lot of mild words in my opinion, but there were 81 that I counted, so a ton. Violence was also moderate as well, because it was implied torture and interrogations. Like, nothing was gory. But those are more intense things. So as far as the potential trigger warnings, there is horrible childhood, loss of loved ones, past deaths, gambling, drinking, lying, secret keeping, attempted rape, and murder off page. So this one, the con was that I felt like it was a quick wrap-up ending when I would have loved to see more things get worked out on page. Quick forgiveness is a good quality, and I'm not sure that if her lifelong hatred would have turned around as quickly as it did in the book. And I mean, Eagle sounds like a good guy, even if he seemed to give up a little too quickly looking for them. So, I don't know. I just felt like things were a little quick and not explained on page as much with this one. But on the pro side, again, there were just some really good quotes. That apologies are useless when no remorse is felt, or regrets are a waste of energy. And I feel like both main characters had a lot of character growth and view of self changes. Because Rogue starts with saying stuff like he was not a gentleman, a nobleman, or even a nice man. Thinking that he avoided dancing like the plague, or provoking people was always so enjoyable, particularly when their ire rose so spectacularly. So that kind of is where he started, and like it evolves so much towards the end. Not that he changes as a person necessarily, but just his view on life, basically. And Amelia, where it's like her tendency to strike first and beg apologies later, if ever, where she had the thought she'd become so adept at lying, it was a bit shameful, but ever so much fun. And just her view on life. was drastically shifted. And so I love character growth like that, because we can all grow and change, and that's a good thing. Also, I mean, is there ever anything wrong with an enemies to more trope? It's so enjoyable. If she managed to survive this venture without murdering him, it would be a miracle. Or, I can hear you smiling, he muttered. Stop. I can't, she said. You said we? Or the quote, I've got my way. That brings the child out in all of us. They prodded and they teased each other and they tossed insults and jabs, but there was like that underlying mutual respect beneath it all. And it's such a great trope for so many reasons, because I feel like it also brings out a lot of humor in the books, where it says, my entire life is dodgy. You might as well tell me it's Tuesday. It's Thursday, came the quip. Or, then give me something to do so I can move us in one direction or another, because right now we are stuck in the middle and going nowhere at breakneck speed. It was great. But I am going to say the best part of it, my favorite part, was the ball. It was very Cinderella-esque. So great. So, jump over to my social medias. As always, I love to hear your thoughts on these books that we've covered. Your thoughts, whether you've read it, whether you haven't, what you think of the series, this book specifically. I just love talking to you guys about them. And as always, I'll talk to you soon. Happy reading.